Hello and welcome to BibleTalk episode 18. Um, and recently I've finally finished the book of Jeremiah and started on Lamentations, which is quite a unique book actually, because most of the stuff in the Old Testament is story based and is, the history of Israel, and then you've got like the wisdom literature is how you should live, and then you've got the book of Psalms, which is probably like and poetry and stuff like that. And Lamentations would be probably fall into a poetry book. Well, it is a poetry book. Not it might be. It is a poetry book, and it's poetry specifically about the feelings that the Jews had at the end of the siege of Jerusalem and the downfall. We don't know who the author of it is, but they were there, and it's basically an outcry of the feelings that they had, and I found that quite interesting because, and I, why is that interesting? Because like it's unique because not many other books are like it. David does cry out to God in his psalms, and but well, actually, yeah, it's sort of the same. So he cries out in his psalms and stuff like that, and people, this is in the same vein. And I think the one thing that I've got from it recently is the fact that, you know, God wants us to tell him all of our emotions, because we can sort of just hide behind, oh, God doesn't want to hear it, but like he wants to hear what we've got to say. He wants us to be open with him and with our feelings. And that's something I struggle with because, I think, God's God. He knows everything that I'm feeling and doing and stuff. Whereas, yes, he does. He does know all those things. But we should honor the fact that, he is a covenant partner of ours, and that, you know, part of the relationship is talking to one another, and like, he's there to listen to us, you know. We can always, I think the Lord's Prayer is the Lord's Prayer is amazing and stuff like that, but it's not one about how we're feeling. You know, it's it's one that states, you know, how you should pray, and well, how you. Uh, I don't. I almost don't want to say should pray, because then, Lamentations isn't a prayer. It's more just a I think Lamentations is just like a brutal honesty with God. Like, God, this is how I'm feeling. Like, no ifs, no buts, not pulling any punches. This is how I'm feeling. No, I can't remember the last time I properly, like, not spoke to the Lord like that, but like, talked to him that way. It's and the fact that this sort of book is in the Bible as well just kind of shows that God cares about those sort of things. Because he could have just been like, I don't care how Israel's feeling, at the moment. They can just go, they're the ones who sinned, and this is all because of them, and I don't actually care about any of that. But he doesn't shut them down like that. He still gives them that place to be able to vent or just explore how we're feeling, and not just blindly accept what's going on around us, but to find out how we're truly feeling in a moment and truly bring that to God. I think that's actually quite an honor because, like, just think about the relationships you have with like anyone. Like, you don't just you have to almost build up a certain level of friendship or like familiarity with people before you can sort of do that extreme giving of your own emotions, but you feel safe enough. So it shows quite the relationship that God wants with his people, that he accepts that. And that's something human beings need. It honors their thoughts, it honors their yeah, their yeah, I don't think there's any other word I can to say, but yeah, you honors their thoughts. That's quite comforting, but it's also really challenging to actually come to God like that. Like, just like brutal honesty doesn't come naturally to me. I'm trying to think of not a diplomatic way of saying it per se. But yeah, to be brutally honest, I'm trying to think of like a diplomatic way of saying things that that don't hurt people's feelings, and whereas that isn't always the best approach. Sometimes you you're called to be, you know, brutally honest. Excuse my dog. You know, so building up that relationship with God is something that takes time and effort and really just intentionalism, if that's a word. I guess it calls for a brutal honesty with yourself as well to really, look at how you're feeling, because that's also a really hard thing to do, is like be brutally honest. Yes, that's just sort of that's just really encouraged me about how I can approach God, and really encourage and challenge me to try and seek to do it the same way. Anyway, I think I'm going to end the video here because it doesn't seem like we're going to get this point. Well, have a good day. Bye.